Welcome to another wonderful episode of Concentrated Chaos with your host. Hey, it's me, it's Rusty. And for those of you that know me, I'm Rusty. And for those of you that don't know me, well, I'm Rusty. Thank you so much for joining me on another very special episode. Today we are in week 3 of the Playbook. In case this is your first week joining us in the series, what the Playbook is this is my entire selling system when I sell a house, from A to Z. Nothing is held back. There's no sales pitch. There's no course that I'm selling. There's no paywall. Nothing. Everything that I do is in this Playbook series, and it is for anyone. It's for everyone. And because this information needs to be out there to help people, because people don't really know how to do this job in the right way, and it hurts people and it costs people money. So I'm putting it out there. This is for everyone. This is my 3-day Saturday to sold selling system, where I will sell any house in any condition at any price point anywhere in the state of Colorado in 3 days or less. If we use this system, it's getting done. It's never not happened. When I've used this system, it's never not happened. So, and here it is. This is for you. This is week 3. First week was an introduction of it. Last week was pricing. We have to nail pricing in order for all of these things to be effective. Everything that we're going to talk about today, which is selling strategies. Okay? So if you haven't watched pricing, go back and watch that and then come back here, because you're going to need to know how to price things in order for all this stuff to make sense. Okay? All right. Selling strategies. First thing we're going to talk about is professional pictures. Okay, these cost anywhere from $350 to $600. These are ones, if you have an agent, they should be paying for them. If you're doing this on your own, you need to pay for them. This is not something that is optional with this system. You can't just take cell phone pictures and throw them up on the internet and expect things to work. You might go, Rusty, I have a cell phone. It's an iPhone 16 Pro Max Plus Super. He's got the best camera in the world. Doesn't matter. You need to have a professional real estate photographer come out and take pictures, because the way that they can set up the compositional shots, they're not going to do stupid shit. Like, I've literally seen people take a picture of a toilet with the lid open with it having not been flushed and put that up on the fucking MLS. Okay, I've seen multi-million-dollar listings online with cell phone pictures. It's insane. You have to do this because you need to get people in the door. And how do we get people in the door? We get them interested in the listing. Okay? How do we get them interested in the listing? We put it on all of the property websites where the buyers are. Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. All of the property aggregator websites, right? Cell phone pictures make people go, ugh, that looks like crap. Even if it's a nice house. I've seen nice houses with cell phone pictures and went, ugh, no, I'm all right. I've had some very, very crappy houses that we've done professional pictures on, and people will show up, and it's not the right house for them, and that's fine, because it's not the right house for everyone. They'll show up and they'll go, gosh, it looked way better online than it did in person. And I will go, thank you, because I've spent a lot of money in order to make it look like that. Because, again, back to our original thing, everything that we're doing is to get people in the door. We need to have professional real estate photographer. We need to have a professional real estate photographer come out and take excellent pictures of your property, even if it's not in the nicest condition. That's okay. But we need to have those pictures so that online it looks like it's in good shape, because photographers can make it look like it's in good shape. You couple that with the pricing strategy, and people go, that one might be worth taking a look at. So, pro pictures, they're a cost. And if you have an agent, that's rolled into the cost of doing business for an agent. If you're doing it on your own, do it. It is not an option. You will not get the most money possible if you don't do a professional real estate photographer. You don't have to go crazy and do all of the drone footage and twilight shoots and all that other shit that people do. It's great if you do. It makes it look awesome. It's more, I think that's one of those things that's more for us as far as real estate agents, in order to be able to show potential other sellers, hey, this is the kind of thing that we do. I don't think that crazy. You don't need to go to that extreme, but professional pictures that are edited right, maybe even virtually staged, those kinds of things you need to do. Okay, so professional pictures, do them. Not optional, have to do it. Okay? All right, next is a title company. Okay, this is more of kind of a backbone thing. It's not necessarily like an active selling strategy, but you definitely need to have this in order to, sell your house. So title company, if you have an agent, they'll kind of handle this for you. But if you're doing this on your own, I always recommend using one of the big boys. You get your land titles and your Chicago titles and your, Fidelities and your First Nationals, and there's all kinds of title companies. Just Google one and pick the one that's your favorite. I personally use Canyon Title for a number of reasons. The main ones are if I have a client that needs to do a remote closing, that's included in their service fees. It's an extra fee if you need to close remotely. With other title companies, that's included with Canyon, so I use them for everything that I do. Also, they do their back end as far as their app goes, which you won't get to use if you're doing it for sale by owner, but it's good for me. So anyways, I use Canyon Title. They're fantastic. If you want their contact information, I can connect you with my closer. She's excellent. The other thing is they're going to hold earnest money, and you need somebody to hold earnest money because you can't just in a selling, in a sales process, you can't just take up somebody's earnest money and put it in your checking account and say, oh yeah, I'll give it back to you. That's sort of not how that works. It's called commingling, and it's pretty frowned upon. So they will handle all that for you, and that's a really a value add that you can have, a neutral third party. If there's any sort of disputes or anything like that, that's a good place to have that. So title company, get one that you like and get it in place. All right, let's talk about some seller incentives. I'm sure that you've seen these around, anything like a rate buy down or a seller concession or, even something like an agent bonus, something like a rate buy down. You'll see something in the notes that'll say, sellers to give a $10,000 credit to buyer to buy down the rate. So, rates are whatever they are now, 7%, 6%. And they'll say, oh, we'll give you a $10,000 credit so that you can buy that down to 5.5 or 5.25 or whatever, however much a rate buy down is. You'll see that people just offering that off the top, like, here you go. We're selling just so that we're going to give you $10,000. I've seen it for seller concessions for $5,000 for carpet or $3,000 for paint or for a roof replacement or whatever the case is. I've seen people offering money off the top in order as a strategy to help them look more enticing. The one that really pisses me off is the agent bonus. They'll do stuff like, buyer's agent will get a $1, $2, $5, $10,000 bonus if a full price offer is brought by X date. Okay, that is literally throwing your money away. I mean, you might as well burn it in the winter for heat. Like, that's going to be a better use of your money than offering to pay an agent more money to bring you a buyer. That is the most asinine way that I've ever seen an agent try and get a buyer in the house. It's ridiculous. It's if you have an agent that's telling you, let's offer a bonus for somebody to bring in an offer by this time, fire that agent immediately. They're basically throwing your money as the seller down the drain. So none of those things you need to be leading with. Okay, some of the seller incentives, like a rate buy down or a concession for repairs, they may come up at some point during the deal. But if you're doing the pricing and the selling strategies correctly, you don't need to lead with them. You keep that in your back pocket as a tool in your tool belt if needed. But it all comes back to pricing. Okay, we're not trying to give away any money that we don't need to give away. So all that stuff, that the seller incentives up front, none of that. We're not doing any of that because we're going to price it right and get people excited. Okay, let's talk about our showing strategy. How are we going to get people in the door, like physically? Okay. Again, this goes back to pricing, and you're probably going to get tired of hearing about it, but that's why pricing is so important. Okay, because we're going to price it in a way that gets people excited about the house. We're going to get them to go, man, that house in that neighborhood for that price, the pictures look good. I wonder if there's something wrong with it. I don't know. Let's go check it out. And that is what I'm shooting for. That is the reaction that I want when they see the pictures and they see the price and the comparables in the neighborhood. I want them to wonder, maybe there's something wrong with it. I don't know. For that price, it's worth checking out. So that's what we're shooting for as far as pricing to get people in the door. So as far as the showings go, here's kind of the week that we're looking at, the week of selling. Okay, I typically shoot to get pictures done on a Sunday or a Monday because they're about a 24 to 48 hour turn time. My guy that I use, it's about a 24-hour turn time. So let's say we get it done on Monday, pictures on Monday evening. We'll get pictures back by the end of the day, Tuesday. Okay, that gives me time to get print marketing and social media marketing put together and all that stuff sent out. You don't necessarily have to do that if you're doing for sub-owner. It's kind of up to you. I do that because I run a business and I'm trying to get more business. So I do some of that marketing more so for me, but also it helps get the word out if people aren't necessarily looking online to see if your house specifically is for sale. You might have a neighbor that, oh man, my sister said that she would love to live in our neighborhood, and if a house ever came up, let her know. Perfect. Well, that's the kind of thing that we're looking for when we're doing print marketing and social media. So anyways, we do all that. We get it sent out. We're going to have pictures back Tuesday, and then we're going to put the house live on the market on Thursday evening, about 5 o'clock, when people are getting off work. Now, why do we do that? We want people to see it come up. If they have a search specifically for your area, that's going to alert them immediately. Okay. And if they have, a daily search, we want it to hit the next morning on Friday. Okay. So we're going to put the house live on Thursday. However, we are going to do 0 showings. Okay. No showings until Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Okay. So no showings Thursday night, no showings on Friday. And I guarantee you, if you price the home right and you take pictures and it makes it look nice, you're going to get calls that says, hey, I just have a short time. We want to see if we could make an exception and get in on, Friday morning or Friday afternoon. That's the only time that my buyers have to see the house. And then what you're going to say is no, I totally understand. I get it. People's schedules are kind of crazy. The way that we've decided to do this is that we are only doing showings from Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You could move that a little later in the summer, 10 to 7. But so we're only going to be doing showings from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and there are no exceptions. I'm sorry. You can do a virtual showing. Feel free to do that with your buyers if they want to do that. If they can rearrange their schedule, we'd be more than happy to have them. But we are not going to allow any showings before Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Okay, and you say, well, Rusty, that's kind of harsh. No, what it is the idea is we want to compress the showing times in order to get more people in the house at the same time. Okay, I want 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of buyers walking through the house at the same time. Okay, I want them bumping into each other. I want them having to say, oh, pardon me, is there anybody in this room? Oh, got to squeeze past each other on the staircase. I want that house full of potential buyers. Because what are we doing? Again, go back to the psychology of a buyer. They're already in the door. We got them excited about the price. It looks great online, and we got them in the door. Now they see, oh, there's 3 or 4 other groups of people in here, just like me. Oh, we love this house. This house is everything that we've been looking for. This house is perfect. We need to make an offer today. And we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, however many people. That's what we're shooting for. So by compressing the showing times, we are going to force buyers to come in a shorter window and hopefully be bumping into each other so that we can then use that to elicit the emotional response and get interested buyers and giving us high offers. Okay. And frankly, who wants to be keeping your house in show condition for weeks on end with, maybe there's a showing, 24-hour notice or 12-hour notice or whatever. we just do 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 6, 10 to 7, however we want to do it. You're out of the house for a couple days, maybe go to the mountains, go on a trip to Vegas or something. It's 2 days. We get it done. You're in, you're out, and we are done with showings. Boom. It is convenient, really, for you. It just happens to work out that it's convenient and also is the best way to get people the most money. So, showing strategy, compress the showing times, short window, and, typically that's all that it's going to take in order to get multiple offers. If we have to go into Monday, we might do a Monday 9 to 12 just in order to get a little bit more in. Typically not, though. 10 to 6, 10 to 7 if there's enough daylight. That's all we're doing for showings. Okay? All right. So let's talk marketing pieces. Okay? Mailers or whatever. Here's what you can do. Like I said, I do stuff for me, but the stuff that I would recommend that you do, if you're doing this yourself, that is, you can go knock on doors. Okay, you can go knock on your neighbor's doors and say, "Hey, I'm the owner of 123 Main Street. Just wanted to let you know I'm selling my house. Do you happen to know anybody who wants to be moving into this neighborhood, or would you like to have the opportunity to pick your new neighbor?" And just see what they say. You never know who's out there, right? You could do, just listed mailers to people. You can do all kinds of social media posts, or, just have your people that in your circle, have them ask around, word of mouth marketing. That's a great way. I use that all the time. So if you're looking to create any sort of like mailers or social media posts, I use Canva for everything. My whole design studio is Canva. It's fantastic. I do the pro version, which gets you some more options. You don't have to do that, but I use Canva. So you can use that to create all of that stuff. And you can utilize that to drum up more interest and hopefully find somebody else out there who maybe didn't see it on Zillow or Redfin or any of that stuff, and hopefully get another person in and hopefully get another offer. So you can use those marketing pieces to your advantage. And so lastly, let's talk about exposure and communication. Exposure is one of the biggest keys to this whole thing. You need to have the house exposed to all of the highly qualified, motivated buyers. You have to expose it to as many people as possible in order to find those highly qualified, motivated buyers. So you got to get them on all of the big property aggregator websites. The nice thing is when you have an agent, the agent puts it in the MLS, and that gets it on all those for you automatically. If you're doing this for sub-owner, you're not going to be able to get it on the MLS. Unfortunately, that's one of the things where having an agent helps you with that. Side note: if you have an agent that says that they'll just list your home in the MLS and then just let you do it for sub-owner, we'll just charge you, $750 to get it in the MLS. That's illegal, and you should definitely report them to the Real Estate Commission because you are not allowed, as an agent in Colorado, if you have a real estate license, you are not allowed to forego any agency duties. And you'll see in the contract that we have, like a listing agreement, there are duties that are non-negotiable, and you're not allowed to not do those things for someone that you're engaged with. And there was a brokerage that they tried to do that a few years ago, and they got hosed. They really screwed up, and they're not around anymore. So, side note: if you have an agent that's trying to tell you to do that, run away. But anyways, if you can't get the house on the MLS, if you're doing this for sub-owner, you could do it on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, put it on marketplaces, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Nextdoor. I mean, there's a ton of stuff for subowner.com. There's a ton of places that you can go and put your house in order to get it exposed to people. The fastest and the easiest way, obviously, is to have an agent to do that. And, of course, I do that with all my properties. But you want to get it exposed to everyone that you possibly can. And then communication. I know, unfortunately, my wife is one of these people. And most people are like this. If there's a number that I don't know on the phone, I'm not answering. I've heard that a lot. My wife does that a lot. And I get it. There's a lot of crap. A lot of scam calls or sales calls or whatever the case is. If you're selling your home, you need to be open and responsive to anyone that's calling with questions. So if you're in the process of selling your house, when I'm selling for that weekend, my phone is attached to me at my hip. And I answer every single call, no matter what. No matter where I am, what's going on, I'm not letting a call go to voicemail. I'm answering a call. So, and with that, that I've had a lot of agents, especially on the buy side, I've had a lot of agents say, gosh, I really thank you for answering your phone. It's like, whoa, that's the bar. That's where we're sitting. The bar right now is answering your phone. I've seen people in the MLS in the agent notes put, out of respect to the seller, no phone calls will be answered with questions. You may text them to this number, and we will not be disclosing any information to any prospective buyers. It's like, cool. You just told me that you didn't want to do your damn job. And that tells me what kind of agent you are and how the transaction's probably going to go. And I'm going to relay that information to anyone that needs to know. So, bottom line, answer all your phone calls, respond to all your texts, be open and responsive to all your questions, and just be honest, be upfront about stuff. It's really the way to go. There's no reason to play games or to play in the gray. We just don't need to do any of that stuff. So that's the selling strategy. That's how we get people in the doors when we're selling a house. So thank you so much for joining me today. And next week, we are going to talk about navigating the offers. All right, so we priced it right. We did all of the strategies in order to, get it in front of everybody, all the selling strategies, and now we got offers. What are we going to do? So let's talk about that next week. So thank you all very much. If you have any questions, comments, feedback on this episode or anything, you feel free to call me, text me. My number is 303-335-9705, and that is a direct line right to my face. You can email me, rusty@rustystevenson.com. You can find me on all of the social medias at The Realtor Rusty. And you can stop me if you see me on the street. I'm around. I stick out like a sore thumb. Fat guy with mohawk. So, thank you very much. This is great. I'm really excited. I'm liking getting all this information out to everyone. This is going to help somebody. And even if it just helps one person, it's worth me taking the time to do all this. So, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. Mr. Andy Barkowski is going to take us out as per usual with my fantastic theme song. And have a great rest of your day. And we will see you in the next episode where we talk through navigating your offers. All right. Thank you much. Have a good one. Bye, guys.